police officers that we have to fight ICE agents on the street, to stand by their neighbors. We cannot be at a place right now in America where we have two governmental entities that are literally fighting one another. Why are we put in this position? We're put in this position because we have approximately 600 police officers in Minneapolis, far fewer that are able to work at any given time. And there are approximately 3,000 ICE agents in the area. 3,000. The 600 police officers that we have are charged on any given day with investigating crime, stopping homicides from taking place, preventing carjackings. That's the work of a police officer in a city. Meanwhile, we have ICE agents throughout our city and throughout our state who, along with Border Control, are creating chaos. This is not the path that we should be on right now in America. Thankfully, there's another path. And I want to talk to everybody who's out there, even people who aren't living in Minneapolis right now. Maybe you just put your kids to bed. Maybe you're cleaning up the dishes. I'm sure you love your family. There's no doubt in my mind that you love your town. Imagine if that city or that town was suddenly invaded by thousands of federal agents that do not share the values that you hold dear. Imagine if your daily routines were disrupted. The local cafe that you eat at was shut down because they're scared that their own family might get torn apart. Imagine if schools shut down and suddenly parents got to figure out what to do for daycare. This is not creating safety. It's certainly not creating safety when a huge percentage of the shootings that have taken place so far this year in Minneapolis have been by ICE. So let's be very clear. I've seen conduct from ICE that is disgusting and is intolerable. If it were your city, it would be unacceptable there too. And for anyone that is taking the bait tonight, stop. That is not helpful. Go home. We cannot counter Donald Trump's chaos with our own brand of chaos. And I have seen thousands of people throughout our city peacefully protesting. For those that have peacefully protested, I applaud you. For those that are taking the bait, you are not helping, and you are not helping the undocumented immigrants in our city. You are not helping the people that call this place home. ICE can leave, and this massive deployment can come to an end. We have filed litigation to hopefully make it so, and at the same time, I'm deeply concerned that we don't have that kind of time. This is already the second shooting that we've had in a week. People are scared. The atmosphere is tense. But again, there is another option. We can stop going down this route together. We'll open it to any questions.
So there were reports initially that there was more than one person shot. That is not true. There is one person that's been shot. It is a non-life-threatening injury, and they have been transported to the hospital. The remainder of the residents has been cleared. We did have one call of, I believe, a woman having an anxiety attack in the basement of the same residence, the same building. But to my understanding, no one else has been transported to the hospital.
No children involved?
To my understanding, no.
DHS has said that 2 other people came out of the apartment, started attacking them with shovels, and that the original person that they were looking for also did that. What has your investigation told you so far?
So the question was that people had come out of the residence and attacked federal law enforcement with shovels. The understanding that we have at this time is that this incident began on 94. The individual drove towards the residence, had some sort of accident outside the residence, ran towards the house, and got into a struggle with federal law enforcement. I believe there's a broom and like a snow shovel that's on the scene. And yes, I have heard information that that some individual, at least one person, may have assaulted federal law enforcement. Yes. I am not aware if that's the same person who was shot or if that's someone else. The question was, will MPD be doing an investigation of what happened? I requested the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension to respond, and they are on scene.
And you were saying that there is unlawful protesting. Can you be a little bit more specific?
The question was about unlawful protesting. It has absolutely become an unlawful assembly. There are individuals throwing fireworks at police officers, individuals throwing ice, rocks, other projectiles at police officers. It is well past the line, and people need to leave.
What kind of communication, if any, of you have with federal law enforcement?
The question was communication with federal law enforcement tonight. That communication was all on the scene. It was primarily related to trying to ensure that we were getting medical aid because we had a report of a shooting, and then also to try and ensure that we could maintain the integrity of the crime scene so that there could be an investigation into what occurred.
Do you know what the condition of the person shot is? And we're also told that a patient was injured and taken to the hospital. Do you have any updates on either condition?
I have no updates on either condition. It's my understanding that this is a non-life-threatening gunshot wound.
Can you talk about anything you know about that initial started at 94, that initial chase, if you will, and anything you know about the person that they were following?
So I know nothing about the person that they were following. And then the rest of the question was about the initial chase. It's my understanding that we have some other 911 call indicating that someone from the house was calling, saying that the person in the car was running from ICE. I was driving towards the residence. That's my understanding.
Could there provide a response to criticism that local officials are contributed to rising rhetoric, and that's part of the reason why we're perceived as protesters?
What rhetoric? So the question was, can I respond to rhetoric? What rhetoric?
There's rhetoric from local officials. They say it's just kind of taking up the temperature of what's going on.
So the question was, there has been the accusation that local officials have perhaps taken up the temperature in Minneapolis. First, I'll say, show me a single place where I have encouraged anything other than peace. Show me a single place where we have encouraged violence. I have said from the get-go to people in Minneapolis, do not take the bait. We are better than that. I have encouraged peaceful protest, and I'll say it again, I am inspired by the tens of thousands of people who have in fact peacefully protested and fairly documented with transparency what is taking place. That is allowed in any city in the country. And I have made it clear that to the extent people are going beyond that, and those protests are not peaceful, and the violence that the chief mentioned, it's got to stop, and you got to go home.
Two more questions.
If this situation is not sustainable, as you said, where do you go? What options do you, as mayor, have from this point forward?
Yeah. So just yesterday or the day before, I'm losing track of the days here, Minneapolis, along with St. Paul and the Attorney General's office at the state, filed a lawsuit. That lawsuit outlined the duress that our city is presently experiencing and how making people safe in our city is made all the more difficult based on the presence of ICE. We are hopeful that we will succeed ultimately in that lawsuit. Of course, my concern is that yet another shooting will take place. Yet another person will be injured or killed. This is not a new concern. The chief and I have been laying this concern out for well over a month at this point. This is not sustainable. Our officers, they are working tirelessly. Again, we have about 600 officers. There's about 3,000 ICE agents and border control. We need our officers responding to the basic day-to-day 911 calls. We don't have the capacity to both deal with that and all of this conduct that we're seeing from ICE on the daily basis. And, you know, earlier today and yesterday, I was out on a couple of major commercial corridors in our city. People are scared. You know, there's basic rights that you should have to be able to live safely in your neighborhood, to be able to go downstairs and head to the cafe or the flower shop. The people that would normally keep up these shops, American citizens, by the way, many of them, are terrified. Because American citizens are getting picked up off the street by people in masks. That's not the way things should be conducted in any city in America. That's not who we are. That's not America. So I'm calling for peace. Everybody has a role in achieving that peace. And we're going to try to do everything that we can to keep it. Yes, our office, yes, is in touch with the governor's office, as we've been for the last week here. He has been an excellent partner in both ensuring that we have additional resources through the Minnesota State Patrol, through the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, and that work will be done in partnership. Thanks, everybody.
We'll have more information tomorrow that we'll send out. Thank you.
That was a presser. Let me go back here live. They're vandalizing vehicles, or at least they vandalized a bunch of vehicles here. Let's get this up here and come on in, and we'll continue to look at a live scene. They have taken the streets of Minneapolis. They're literally broke into an ICE vehicle or federal law enforcement vehicle, and they've taken things out, and they're scattering all around. They destroyed this car here. This is live. Unbelievable, folks.
Holy shit. What the fuck? I'm gonna bring this shit to you. What the fuck?
This is insanity, folks. Okay, so, you know, the mayor and the police chief spoke about the incident that happened here. We don't know where this goes, but there is still a massive amount of people all in the streets there. 24th and Lindell area, 24th, 23rd, massive group here. I don't know if they're going home or what, or what's happening here. but I've seen numerous acts of vandalism, crime, and we don't know where this is going to go here. This could turn into, craziness. Federal government, they're there, 2,000 troops. They were right in the press conference in a sense of two clashing. It's just clash. And we've been discussing this for days. And here we are again.
Oh, yeah. No, how are you doing?
Living the dream, loving it. Very surprised. I would be very surprised if I could say
Okay. Mhm, mhm. Yeah, they're going through all the ice.
She just said they're going through all the ICE vehicles. So you could see spray painting, F-ICE, spray paint, vandalism. Now they're going in cars, destroying cars.
Be safe. Thank you. If you see Ian Leonard, tell him Corey says hi. He won't know who I am, but tell him Goose Daddy. He'll be like, what the?
That's where I work, like to stay inside. Oh, come on. That's the second number I got today. So commercial, yeah. Yeah. Hi.
Grab a flashbang. No, I use. He talks all the black in there. Shut up, John.
Thank you guys, appreciate it. We're clear.
Crazy. We put up this other stream here. I think their feed went down. Wow, folks. The lawlessness, the craziness. What's going on here? This is just nuts. I don't know why my thing is.
Hopefully, now that those officers and law enforcement seem to be clearing the scene, it will just continue to die down. Raya, thanks so much. We'll keep you on standby for a while longer. Let's listen in again. We just did hear from Chief O'Hara. Let's get his description of what.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna look up another. We already listened to this, but I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna look for another feed.
During the struggle, the federal agent discharged his weapon, striking one adult male. The adult male then retreated inside of the residence, where he remained inside and refused to come out. Eventually, federal agents made entry into the residence and the individual was brought to an ambulance where he has been transported to the hospital. Minneapolis police have secured the crime scene around the location, and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension.
We're gonna put up Fox Minneapolis here.
Minneapolis, and it's not, I come to these things. I got over here and I realized that it was ICE involved. And so I've been here now. The tear gas is out here. Everyone's running and scared because that's some powerful stuff.
When you got here, what initially did you see and what was happening when you arrived?
When I got here, they were saying they were trying to get someone out of the house, that there's a house on this block that someone had been shot in and they were trying to get them out.
I know the city had released or tweeted a statement saying that, they were aware of reports of a shooting involving federal agents, but that no Minneapolis police or local agencies were involved in that. Have you heard that or read that as well?
Not Minneapolis police involved. Minneapolis police is here to make sure that the residents and folks are safe. They're definitely not involved. And I think now the BCA is on the scene and ICE is trying to clear out.
What are your thoughts about what you're seeing and if these reports are true, if this is another person that...
It's just so scary, and there's so much misinformation that goes out, and then there's real things happening. And so I think it's just getting scarier and scarier for people. I know for me, the calls I got from my constituents, everyone was scared. This isn't the ward that I represent, but people want someone to show up and let them know what's going on.
And what's your purpose in being here? What are you trying to do?
My purpose is to come together with folks and get the situation calmed down, to make sure people are getting the right information and that we don't see more, bad things happening because people think something else is going on that's not going on. I think having key information is important in these times.
And what's the message? Have you been hearing from people who were here? And has anybody said they saw what happened?
Nobody, I haven't heard from anyone saying they saw what happened, but I'm just hearing from people that they're really scared.
All right, and that was Maury Glover that you were listening to. About at 8:30 tonight, talking to Minneapolis City Council member Latricia Vitaw about her reasons for coming down there and trying to get some information about what happened in this ICE agent-involved shooting from earlier tonight.
I'm not an expert on aerial views, but it appears that we do know that law enforcement has left the scene. Presumably ICE would follow or precede them in leaving the scene, because typically that's what quells gatherings like this. When ICE leaves, then the others leave as well. Law enforcement, we're told, did in fact leave, and we did see some flashing lights that were leaving that area, and you can see a line of cars there now to the left side of your screen. Barely, there you go, the chopper's moving back over, but it looks to us from this vantage point that the scene is changing, and by changing I mean that law enforcement seems to have left the scene, at least I would say, except for the exception of those who might be right at the scene of the crime, where we now know the BCA and the FBI are investigating this actively even now.
The police chief saying tonight in this news conference that just wrapped up a short time ago that he has faith in the investigators at the scene. And he announced to us tonight that MPD helped to secure this crime scene. The Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, state investigators, and the FBI are all on scene working together. And that is something that we did not see last week play out, where initially BCA was said to be working with the FBI the next day. We were told the FBI would work solo on that investigation. So that is some new information about how this investigation is going to be handled. And again, the police chief saying that he has faith in investigators at the scene.
So to give our viewers who are still with us, both online and on Fox 9, this was a very chaotic scene. We have so many images. One of the most iconic was we had our Courtney Godfrey on scene there, and you could just see this plume of chemical irritants in the background. Can we go to that video? I'd like to show them what that really looked like. We'll just listen to it as it plays.
Right, Randy, as you mentioned, pushing the crowd back. Yeah. Saw the law enforcement and the state patrol riot. Those are flashbangs that you dispersed in chemical irritant. We're moving with the crowd just for our own safety. We are okay, though. You can see the chemical irritants in the air. We are safe. We're just backing away. That's exactly exactly what law enforcement wants to happen when they disperse those flashbangs and that chemical irritant. They're trying to get the crowd to back up. It's really icy out here, so. But you can see people, I don't think I can. You can see people dispersing this way. We can feel the chemical irritant in our lungs and our noses. We're continuing to back up just that we remain safe. There are people passing out water right now. Our photojournalist is going to grab one right now.
Thank you.
As this really does get in your lungs and it starts to impact you pretty quickly. I feel it in my throat right now. But this is exactly what they wanted to happen. They wanted to get the crowd to back up. We saw law enforcement back up down Lyndale. We didn't know exactly what was going to happen. And then they started dispersing. There is a flashbang right there on the ground, Brian. Yep. Look out. So we'll keep you guys updated. We're just going to make sure we're a safe distance away from all this because, like everybody else, we want to get home to our families tonight, too. What we're witnessing down here from these protesters is some of them are getting quite close to the state patrol in riot gear, and they're letting them know that they are not happy with what's happening in Minneapolis right now. In fact, they're questioning why state patrol is down here protecting ICE. I've heard protesters say to them, stand with us, not with them. But these protesters have been shouting obscenities towards the ICE agents when we were in a different location, and then towards the state patrol. And I did see one protester throw a water bottle towards one of those state patrol, and maybe if those protesters start throwing things, that is when they disperse this.
All right, so a live look chopper scene. They were doing like they were compiling what was going on earlier. So it does seem like the scene is wrapping down. I'm looking at some of the streamers here. There's still some people up in the streets, but they're kind of just shooting off fireworks. And it's like law enforcement seems like the majority of law enforcement has got out of there. The situation. This is going to be crazy and something we are going to follow up on. For sure. I'm sure we're going to see some craziness tomorrow. I'm sure the federal government is going to respond to the situation here. Mayhem, literally mayhem. I mean, this was crazy. This was crazy. It's just an added element. So what's your thoughts on Mayor Fry? You know, he was asked the question, are you the one that's inciting these people and your rhetoric, you know, and he's saying no, you know, the mayor's saying that he's calling every time he speaks, he says peace, 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 and he doesn't want no violence and everything like that. But do you believe him? Do you believe Mayor Fry when he says that? Crazy. And then, you know, Minneapolis police chief, there's no Minneapolis police out there. There's no Minneapolis. It's not Minneapolis police out there. None at all. It's not Minneapolis police out there at all. It is state police out there, and it's the federal government. The Minneapolis police, for some reason, just doesn't show up at these locations. What did we watch last night when they were banging pots and pans at the hill? No police in sight. No police outside of the Whipple Federal Building, whether that's Minneapolis police jurisdiction or St. Paul. No police there. No local police out there. So when mayhem and chaos occurs outside of the Whipple Building, no police, no local police. The other night or last weekend when they were banging pots and pans and going to the hotels over the last weekend before that, police were there originally, and then they all retreated. They all dipped out of there and they ran off. There's no police. Where is the local police? Maybe if the local police would be there to at least assist federal agents in keeping the crowd back, we could have some sort of peace out here. But the fact that local police are not patrolling their own streets, it's bringing these anarchists, these protesters, these rioters up to the faces of federal agents. The federal agents are telling these people to move back. And these people are coming up as close as possible, obstructing law enforcement, doing whatever. But maybe if the local police were there, they're not doing ICE enforcement, right? Because they said they're not going to help ICE. Other ones do in other states. But at least for crowd control, it's not happening. Maybe the Minneapolis police should get involved as far as being there. And a lot of this stuff could be like, more contained. But here we are. And the situation is literally on the verge, I feel, of martial law, Insurrection Act, National Guard, things like that. Seriously, this is getting. I was shocked that I had to come on tonight with this. Oh, Chopper's going away. Too. What a night. I'm scouring around. They got status coup news is still out there. But it just seems like it's the aftermath of just, seems like the rebellion craziness has now officially dispersed. So I don't think they're going to be doing rioting and looting tonight. I think that was that moment there when the agents were there. People did some vandalism. People spray painted. Still crazy and lawlessness for sure. Still craziness. This is unbelievable stuff. I'm going to look and do one last look here. What we got here? I'll put this up and see what this is. ICE shooting. I don't know what this is. This is coming from the local media. Sharing a little bit about what's going on. I don't know what this is. We'll put this up and listen in and see what it is. I don't know. My thing's spinning.
No hubiese pasado nada.
Y el carro, están aquí abajo afuera tratando de entrar a la casa. Por favor, necesitamos ayuda. Sí, en este momento están afuera de la casa tratando de entrar. Están abriendo un carro. ¿Ese es el suyo?
¿Cuál?
Están abriendo un carro en la parte de atrás.
Sí, es el mío. No es el mío.
I think what they're doing is showing some sort of ICE raid in a family inside their home or something like that. Oh, the incident.
So we saw that at the same time you all did. It was a 911 call by, we're told, the wife of the person who the federal agents were pursuing who had been shot in the leg.
Yeah, and the police chief did say during the news conference that they did receive a 911 call from inside the home. That video being shared by State Senator Aaron May Quaid with the translation that you see on the screen. We do know that one person was shot in the leg. As
non-life-threatening injuries.
Non-life-threatening injuries. The officer who was involved in this initial traffic stop, too, we're told was taken to the hospital for evaluation, and then two other people were taken into custody as a result of this scuffle that apparently played out where the officer said he was ambushed by additional people while he was trying to make an arrest.
As we wrap this up tonight, there's been a lot thrown at our viewers and those of us that are watching online as well. Note, I think if there's a message out of the city that we can relay from city leaders, it's that you need to remain calm, stop engaging in unlawful acts. The other part of that messaging was from the mayor to ICE and the federal government to it's time to leave. This is not sustainable. This back and forth between local law enforcement and the government agencies is too much. It's creating chaos. But they're urging people to not take what they described as the bait.
And one big note from that news conference is that the BCA and the FBI are working together on this investigation, and MPD was able to secure the crime scene. So there is some coordination of these agencies that is being talked about, and we learned that tonight too.
We will certainly follow this.
Yeah, I think the situation is over. I mean, I just see some lingering people there, but I don't see anything else like crazy and everything like that. So we'll wrap it up too. It's after midnight. If there is something that, looting, rioting, whatever like that, we'll be back and we'll share. And then also, we'll come back on tomorrow morning and do follow-ups and everything like that, because I'm sure they'll be back out there in front of the ICE facility bright and early. And folks, getting close to the weekend, right? So today is Thursday. It's Thursday, so we got one more day. I think a lot of things are probably going to happen Friday and Saturday night. We'll see what happens. Pray for everyone's safety. Just pray for everyone. Pray for everyone here, because we are in some crazy times. Pray for everyone out there, man. This is just getting wild and crazy out there. All right, thanks for stopping by, folks. JLR Investigates, showing you what's going on. That was a chaotic night. This is kind of better than cops and live PD in real time. It's just, I cannot believe this is happening in American streets. But here we are. All right, we'll talk soon. Be safe, folks. Love your loved ones, and we'll talk soon. Thanks for watching JLR Invest. Thank you, everyone that contributed too. Y'all with all the comments and everything like that. If I missed your comment, I apologize. I've been posting your comments up on the screen as you come, and all are welcome in the chat with different opinions and different perspectives. In this chat, you can kind of read the room, and you feel, see how everyone thinks. Because a lot of people are watching JLR Investigates and watch this channel from not only the Minneapolis area, but from around the United States and from around the world. So you all have an opinion on the matter. So be safe out there. We'll talk soon. Have a great night, folks. JLR Investigates.